It's time for our news bulletin right here on Luntha TV. And here with me, Patrick Pooper. First, the headlines. Pope Leo XIV urges an immediate ceasefire in Myanmar, seeking an end to violence. Montarika urges new sworn-in officials to serve the nation, not themselves. Government calls for stronger community partnerships in urban development. And in international news, security forces in Nigeria cracked down on demonstrations demanding the release of separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. Pope Leo XIV has issued a heartfelt appeal for a ceasefire in Myanmar and offered prayers for peace in various conflict-ridden regions, including Ukraine and the Holy Land. As the congregation gathered in St. Peter's Square to commemorate World Mission Sunday, Pope Leo XIV addressed the urgent plight of many around the world suffering from violence and instability. We have a Vatican News report read by Charida Chiranga.
Remarks, he expressed deep concern over the ongoing conflict in Myanmar, which has been marked by intense fighting and humanitarian crisis since the military coup in February 2021. Describing the reports emerging from Myanmar's distressing, the Pope highlighted the impact of armed clashes and aerial bombardments on civilians and critical infrastructure. He emphasized the need for compassion and action, renewing his heartfelt appeal for an immediate and effective ceasefire. He expressed hope that the instruments of war may give way to those of peace through inclusive and constructive dialogue. Following his call for peace in Myanmar, the Pope turned his attention to other areas heavily affected by conflict, specifically citing the Holy Land and Ukraine. He prayed that God may grant all leaders wisdom and perseverance to advance in the pursuit of a just and lasting peace. He implored, encouraging those in positions of power to prioritize dialogue over division. In addition to his focus on global conflicts, Pope Leo XIV emphasized the importance of the Church's missionary mission. Leading into the Angelus prayer, he encouraged the faithful to embrace the Church's call to spread the gospel. Pope Leo's call for peace and support for missionaries resonates a reminder of the Church's commitment to promoting harmony and hope in a world often overshadowed by strife.
President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has called on newly sworn-in second Vice President of the Republic of Malawi, Enoch Kamzingeni Chihana, and the Cabinet Ministers George Partridge and Rosa Fachimbirizi to view their appointments as an opportunity to serve Malawians, not as a platform for personal enrichment. Speaking during the swearing-in ceremony held at Sanjika Palace in Luntha, the President reminded the new office bearers that the people of Malawi are expecting a government that delivers tangible results capable of transforming their lives for better. Fales Chizombe has more details in this report.
Professor Peter Mutharika emphasized that his administration is committed to ensuring accountability and results-oriented leadership. He warned that anyone who fails to perform or live up to the expectations of Malawians will be relieved of their duties. Turning to the issue of natural resources, President Peter Mutharika said Malawi stands to earn over $500 million from the mining and manufacturing sectors if these are well managed. He stressed that his administration will not allow the continued exploitation of the country's resources without tangible benefits to Malawians. The president further announced an immediate ban on the export of raw minerals, saying all minerals extracted within the country must undergo local processing to add value and create more jobs for Malawians.
Going to manufacturing, and therefore, I don't want any minerals exported in this country in raw materials. I'm issuing a decree today, no artisan, nobody at the airport is is going to allow exportation of material in raw form. If they do, I'm going to arrest them. It's as simple as that. We must add value here and then export them.
The swearing-in ceremony marks the second to be held since the Democratic Progressive Party administration came into power, as President Mutharika continues to strengthening his cabinet to deliver on his government's development agenda. Fales Chizombe reporting for Luntha News.
The government has emphasized the need for stronger collaboration between communities and local authorities in developing modern, well-planned settlements. Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Local Government, Esime Kainja, noted that such partnerships are essential for achieving the goals outlined in Malawi 2063. She made the remarks during a visit by the National Habitat Committee to inspect developments being implemented by Habitat for Humanity Malawi in partnership with the Lilongwe City Council in Area 27. Tandiwe Mzumara has more details in this report.
Among its notable achievements, Habitat for Humanity Malawi has constructed 23 modern houses, is in the process of renovating an additional 40, opened up roads and drainage systems, installed 3 water kiosks, and supported the establishment of 18 women-led community savings groups. Speaking to journalists, Crispin Javula, Advocacy Coordinator for Habitat for Humanity Malawi, praised the strong community collaboration in the area and urged all stakeholders to expedite the implementation of policies that promote modern housing development.
Supported over 300 people in terms of attending of land tenure, but we have also supported a few with the new house construction, and we are working with some more families to renovate their houses, and we are also supporting some to actually build houses on their own from the savings and resources that they have.
Presiding over the event, Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Local Government, Esime Kainja, commended Habitat for Humanity Malawi for transforming Area 27 into a safer and more sustainable settlement through well-planned modern building initiatives. Kainja further emphasized the importance of stronger collaboration between local communities, government and councils in planning and developing modern settlements in line with the aspirations of Malawi 2063.
I'm impressed because of the partnership that has happened even at the local level, the leadership by the local community, the ownership by the community members to sacrifice their land, for example, to create a road for free. The sacrifice that the women are doing, the developments that the youth groups are doing in this area under TH Atata in Lilongwe. It's very, very impressive.
One of the beneficiaries, Everestina Malizani, expressed gratitude for having a decent home, recalling that she previously lived in a house that leaked whenever it rained.
The arrival of Habitat for Humanity Malawi in our area has greatly improved my life. I used to live in a house that leaked whenever it's rained, and at one point it even collapsed on me. I was overjoyed when I was selected to receive a decent home through project.
Formed part of preparations for the upcoming Malawi Urban Forum annual conference, scheduled for the 28th and 29th of October at the Bingu International Convention Center, BICC, in Lilongwe. For Luntha News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
The Federation of Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining in Malawi, President Pius Semaleta, says the mining industry has the potential to significantly boost the country's economy if properly managed and regulated. The remarks came a day after President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika announced that his administration plans to suspend small-scale mining activities across the country to bring order and accountability to the sector. Emmanuel Chocha reports.
Concurring with President's remarks, Maleta said the mining industry requires sanity and transparency so that Malawians can fully benefit from the country's abundant mineral resources. He said Malawi is blessed with precious minerals, and government efforts to ensure proper management and regulations are a positive step towards building a sustainable mining sector. However, on the planned suspension of small-scale mining, Maleta said the Federation will engage government authorities to understand the policy direction and ensure that the interests of artisanal and small-scale miners are protected.
To understand who is doing what, who is mining what, where, and also to get to know how many people are involved as artisan, as small-scale miners, like that, so that with that data, together with government, we'll be able now to say, okay, this is how we're going to help these people. Because at the moment, no one has the exact figure or a proper estimate of how many people are out there. What is the output? Because we know that a lot of minerals, gold, gemstones, they're being smuggled outside Malawi via chartered routes. Only a few go the formal way. All that we should be able to capture and understand why people are, exporting illegally.
FASIM has since reaffirmed its commitment to work closely with the government and other stakeholders in the mining industry to promote responsible mining practices that contribute to national development and economic growth. For Luntha News, this is Emmanuel Georgia.
Economic expert Hape Chirwa has urged government to strengthen financial accountability and streamline resource management as Malawi prepares to implement free education from 1st January 2026. Chirwa said while the initiative is a positive step towards expanding access to education, its success will depend on how well government manages funds and ensure timely supply of teaching and learning materials. More in our report filed by Judith Organ.
In an interview, Chirwa praised President Peter Mutharika's decision to delay the policy rollout from September to January, saying the move allows for better coordination among ministries and education stakeholders. He said proper planning will help avoid shortages and logistical setbacks that often undermine large-scale public programs. The economic expert emphasized that the government's full financial commitment to cover all educational expenses must be matched with strict monitoring to prevent misuse of funds. He warned that if money meant for education is diverted or mismanaged, the policy could fail to deliver its intended impacts.
Now, if you look at the challenges normally, more especially looking at the quality to be provided. Quality not because of the teachers. Teachers are well trained, but there is also about the monitoring the teachers as well. There is a ministry responsible to monitor the teachers, but the availability of materials, that can be a challenge.
He pointed out that the major challenge lies not in teacher capacity or school availability, but in the consistent provision of essential materials such as books and other classroom resources. Chirwa advised authority to tighten spending controls, cut unnecessary costs, and improve supply chain systems to guarantee that materials reach schools on time. He said Malawi can achieve quality free education if financial resources are used efficiently and transparently. For Luntha News in Lilongwe, this is Judith Organ.
Remember, you are watching News Bulletin right here on Luntha TV, and you are with me, Patrick Pupa. But before we proceed, let's take a recap of our top stories. Poplio the 14th urges an immediate ceasefire in Myanmar, seeking an end to violence. Mutharika urges newly sworn-in officials to serve the nation, not themselves. Government calls for stronger community partnerships in urban development. And in international news, security forces in Nigeria cracked down on demonstrations demanding the release of separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu.
Hearing Ministry.
Ife Maranatha Natural Healing Ministries tikuthandiza mavuto osiyanasiyana.
Munthu ine ndakhala kudwala nthenda ya mgonamgona, kupita ku chipatala anazoti kulu BP yanu yakwera kwambiri. Ndinafika posiya kuona, kumakhala nyumba ineyo satuluka. Koma nditakwitsa ntchito mahebo a Maranatha, ululu unatha, ndikuona patali, olomota ndipatsa singano kuti ndike ulusi, ndiyikambota ineyo.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Ndi atanthi yesa bwinobwino kuchipatala, ndimene amene kuti tikuona kuti munthu otupa ziwiri sakula kwambiri. Komanso mtima wanu ukuoneka kudontha madzi. Ndachita ndithu kuchokera ku Maranatha.
Chinthu chochinali chotupa kuti ndimange tayi ni makanika. Tayi makhala pamba pachotupacho. Olo kuti ndimange mabatani zimaoneka kuti mkati mukhaka ndayikamo kanthu kena kake. Umboni ndina kuti ndachita kuchokera ku Maranatha.
Ine matenda adandiphatha ine adali yasima. Esensani musachedwe pitani ku Maranatha.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Ukapita ku Maranatha kwagula mankhwala. Mukupanga za moyo wainu, mukupanga za moyo wakaza. Komanso mukupanga moyo wa ana.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Mahebo akupezeka mashopu onse a Maranatha muno Malawi. Phone 0888-381-131 kapena 0996-867-190. Maranatha Natural Healing Ministries, mabanja athanzi, dziko la thanzi.
Wakusina kutu ndi nasi.
Tired of smell, overflowing toilets, constant emptying, and high maintenance costs? Introducing Dave Biodigester Toilets, the smart, eco-friendly solution for your sanitation needs. Perfect for homes, restaurants, schools, hospitals, and more. No bad smell, no emptying, low maintenance, small space required, affordable, reliable, and we store nationwide. Don't waste your waste. Call Dave Biodigester Toilets today.
Are you passing through Desert Town and you think of finding a place to rest or just to have some nice food? Always keep this name in your mind. Comfort Lodge. Situated in Airfield at Desert Town. Here at Comfort Lodge, we offer comfortable, affordable, and quality accommodation. The place is located at a very quiet environment that gives you a comfortable and peaceful sleep. We also offer local food such as mademba, masambote ndela, chisoso, ndindo zina za lokolo, zambiri. Talking of entertainment, that's not an issue as we have a DSTV for your favorite channels. Tight security, electricity and water backups are all in place just for you dear customers. Oh yes, come and taste a different feel of life here at Comfort Lodge in the town. Comfort Lodge. Comfort Lodge, your number one place for affordable and quality accommodation.
In case you are just joining us, it's time for our news bulletin right here on Luntha TV, and you are with me, Patrick Popa. Moving forward, a surge in tomato production driven by the Transform project across 22 extension planning areas in Rumpi, Mzimba, Kasungu, Dowa, and Mchinji is bringing new opportunities for smallholder farmers, but also raising environmental concerns. As more farmers adopt tomato farming, the demand for wooden stakes used to support the plants has increased significantly, potentially placing pressure on local tree resources. In this report, Luntha TV Sam Kalimba explains how the Transform project is addressing the growing need for sustainable staking alternatives to protect the environment while supporting agricultural productivity.
In a bid to promote sustainable agriculture, the Transform project has been working with smallholder farmers across 22 extension planning areas in 5 districts. The project, which targeted 8,000 individual farmers per district, has not only improved food security but also encouraged afforestation. But concerns have been raised about the potential impact on the environment. Farmers have been taught holistic farming methods, including the use of tree stakes, to support their tomato plants. But worries about deforestation have been alleviated by the farmers themselves, who have taken to planting their own trees and bamboo. Takondwa Panga is the AG Care Programs Manager for the Transform project area.
Transform, we were implementing the program with a holistic approach. So as I said, we have several interventions in the program. Despite the micro investment intervention, we also had a several intervention where we were literally training our farmers to do everything in forestry as well as agroforestry. So we trained our farmers on how they can sow or raise tree seedlings. So as a project, at first we were distributing the tree seedlings, but then for sustainability, we trained the farmers to be sourcing the seeds by themselves. So the farmers are now able to raise tree seedlings so that they should be able to at least conserve the environment.
The Transform project, funded by the Royal Norwegian Embassy through the NCA-DCA, has had a significant impact on the food security and sustainable agriculture in Malawi. With $32 million invested over 5 years, the project has transformed hunger-stricken households into surplus food reservoirs. I am Sam Kalimba reporting for Luntha TV.
And finally, in international news, the Nigerian police fired tear gas to disperse protesters who had gathered in the capital Abuja over the continued detention of separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu. The protesters, led by activist and publisher of the Sahara Reporters news site, Omoere Soore, won the immediate release of Kanu, who is on trial on terrorism charges and heads the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra. Kanu, who has been in detention since 2021, has denied the charges. We have a BBC report read by Charlie De Chiranga.
Eyewitnesses said police officers fired multiple rounds of tear gas at people who had begun to gather as early as 6 hours GMT. The police also blocked major roads in the capital, causing heavy gridlock and confusion across several parts of the city. The police have not commented on the reported arrest. Despite his many battles with the Nigerian government, Kanu remains a cult hero to his many followers, especially in southeast Nigeria. IPOB was banned as a terrorist organization in 2017. Its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network, has been accused of killings and other acts of violence in recent years. Kanu was first arrested in October 2015 on terrorism charges, but he jumped bail in 2017 and left the country after a military raid on his home. The court later revoked his bail in March 2019 and ordered his rearrest. 2 years later, the Nigerian government announced his rearrest. His lawyers say he was detained in Kenya, which has not commented on whether it played a role in his deportation to Nigeria. In 2022, an appeal court ordered that the charges against him be dropped, but this was overturned by the Supreme Court the following year. His legal team is due to start his defense on Thursday after the court threw out the argument that he had no case to answer.
With that story, we have come to the end of our news bulletin right here on Luntha TV. But before I go, top stories once again. Pope Leo XIV urges an immediate ceasefire in Myanmar, seeking an end to violence. Montarika urges newly sworn-in officials to serve the nation, not themselves. Government calls for stronger community partnerships in urban development. And in international news, security forces in Nigeria cracked down on demonstrations demanding the release of separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu. Many thanks should go to our newsroom and production team. Thanks for watching, and this has been Patrick Pupa. Keep watching Luntha TV, and bye for now.